Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. The Witchy Goth here, hope you're doing well. Today's video is all about that very naughty boy Russell Brand once again. Now this is the second video that I have done about him regarding these allegations of grape and SA against him. And this is obviously a follow-up as to what we saw last week, that these cases have now been handed to the CPS and he is being charged with these allegations. He is due to appear in court on the 2nd of May. Unfortunately, I'm not around on the 2nd of May because it is my celebration of Beltane. So I will only be able to report on it on the following Monday. However, before I continue, I do want to issue a trigger warning because there are some sensitive topics and subjects in this video that I'm going to talk about. Also, I want to apologise for not having done any videos recently. I have been incredibly busy with getting my last essay or assignment into my university degree. Also, I fell and face planted last week while I was running and broke my new glasses, so I'm now having to wear my old glasses. So if I'm squinting, it's because I can't see properly. Right, so let's have a look at Russell Brand. It came to light on the 4th of April that he has been charged with grape and SA. Now this article is from The Guardian. This was the first article that came up on my feed when I was researching this. The 49-year-old has been charged with 1 count each of grape, indecent assault and oral grape, as well as 2 counts of SA relating to 4 separate women. It comes after detectives began investigating in September 2023 after receiving several allegations following reporting by Channel 4's dispatchers and the Sunday Times. Brand is charged with the grape of a woman in 1999 in the Bournemouth area and oral grape and SA of a woman in 2024 in the Westminster area of London, which is interesting because he was married at the time. I do feel sorry for his wife if these allegations are in fact true. He has also been charged with indecently assaulting a woman in 2001 and SAing another woman between 2004 and 2005, both alleged to have taken place in Westminster, London. Brand will appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on Friday, May the 2nd, the PA News Agency reports. He has denied all the allegations and stressed that his relationships were all consensual. Detective Superintendent Andy Furphy from the Metropolitan Police, who is leading the investigation, said the women who have made reports continue to receive support from specially trained officers. The Met's investigation remains open and detectives ask anyone who has been affected by this case or anyone who has any information to come forward and speak with police. Now, before I go on to what I want to discuss next, and I'm going to play you Russell Brand's response to these charges, is that a lot of people will say, why have these cases from 99, 2001, 2004 and 2005 only arisen now? And I'm going to again give my views on this and how women feel regarding grape and SA. And I'm speaking from my own experience and having spoken to many, many, many women who have gone through the same issue, as well as I'm going to link all of the statistics into this video as well. I have done numerous videos on statistics of grape and SA, and you can go and search for them if you want to. The statistics that I use are from the WHO. Women tend to avoid reporting grape for numerous reasons. Number 1 being they are embarrassed. Number 2, they are not sure if they were raped, what happened to them. They're in shock. They are in fear because if they say something about it, what is going to happen to them? What is the perpetrator going to do to them? Also, going to the police and speaking to them and giving them your statement is itself horrific. And here in the UK, there is no statute of limitations on reporting SA and grape, which I think is a great thing because Women don't always want to come forward, and a lot of women will come forward when another woman has stepped forward with these issues, because there is protection in solidarity with other women. And we as women know that GRAPE happens. We know this because we speak about it. Unfortunately, the other gender tend not to believe us and tend to think that we are all liars, and that we asked for it, that we were wearing short clothes, that we were drunk, etc., etc. I'm going to do other videos on information that I've seen recently about GRAPE and how men and women view it differently. So this is why, or that is why, these women have not stepped forward before. I'm speculating here, but I'm speaking from my own personal experience. Because I know a lot of men are going to say, well, why didn't they come forwards before? Oh, this is all about money. One comment I already had when I did a post about this a couple of days ago was, I'd be interested to see these women's bank balances. Why is it that men who are accused of graping a woman, who are famous, are often dismissed and, no, he didn't do it because, you know, he's famous, these women just want money. Yet men who do these things who are not famous are not looked at in the same way. I'm going to do a separate video on that as well, because I did put that question out onto some of my social media, and I have had some interesting response with regards to that. However, coming back to the current issues with Mr. Brand himself, let me find the article with his response to the charges. Bear with me, I'm scrolling through. I've got loads of information open here on my laptop, but he has said he will return to the UK to contest GRAPE and SA charges and is incredibly grateful for the opportunity. What I would like to say about that is, if he is grateful for the opportunity, why did he not come forward sooner? Just saying. So I'm just finding this response of his. Sorry, I've got, like I say, so many things open here. This one is from the Telegraph, and now I can't find it. Bear with me. Here we go. Got the right one now. So this is his response to these charges. He took to Instagram with this response. So I'm going to play it for you. I hope that you can hear it. That is, if I can find the video, because I'm scrolling through this and it's not coming up. Sorry about this, guys. Here we go. His response from the 4th of April.
Hello. Firstly, thank you for these incredible and overwhelming messages of support. We're very fortunate in a way to live in a time where there's so little trust in the British government. We're very fortunate, I suppose, that this is happening at a time where we know that the law has become a kind of weapon to be used against people, institutions, and sometimes entire nations that will not accept and tolerate levels of corruption that are unprecedented. I'm speaking particularly to those of you that are watching this in the UK. How do you feel about your legal system right now? How do you feel about some of the high-profile cases that are not being pursued and prosecuted? How do you feel that the Southport murders were handled? How do you feel about the government of Keir Starmer? Now, that's just sort of general context. Me, I've always told you guys that when I was young and single, before I had my wife and family, we're just about a shot over there, my beautiful children, I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord. I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. But what I never was a rapist. I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. I want to thank all of you for your continuing support. I want to let you know that our show will be on Rumble, on Monday. Thanks for your support there. And of course, I'm now going to have the opportunity to defend these charges in court, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. In the meantime, you lot, stay free, and we will be continuing to discuss this matter. Praise the Lord.
Okay, there's a couple of things I want to mention about that. He is a self-professed, as he mentioned there, drug addict and sex addict. And would he remember any incidents of those issues, those allegations, if he was indeed under the influence of illegal substances at the time? He also then puts the blame here onto the policing system here in the UK and brings up the Southport issue from last year. Now, this is also cases that I have covered where Axel Ritter was actually charged and sentenced to prison, and I believe it was life, for the unaliving of Alice, BB and Elsie, the three girls that were at the Taylor Swift yoga dance class. And he is one of the people who actually came forward to blame the United Kingdom's government and police services at the time, because this person, they claimed him, Nigel Farage and Andrew Tate, all sort of intoned or intonated that this person, the perpetrator, Axel Ritter, was a Muslim terrorist, which he was not. They also claimed that he was not born in the United Kingdom, and he was born in Wales. And this is how they spin the truth to get out of these things, that they have committed, these crimes that they have allegedly committed. I must say allegedly, Debbie. Remember to say allegedly. So, yeah, he then goes on to praise the Lord. I'm not saying that he hasn't found God. If he has, that's great. However, is he using that as a cover? Because it is knowledge within Christian community that sins are forgiven. And perhaps he is going to use that and say that, his sins were that he called himself a fool, that he did those things in the past, that he was a drug addict and a sex addict. Is he using that to say, look, I should be forgiven because I'm now a man of Christ and I was baptized in the River Thames? Well, many people who have gone to jail for similar crimes or worse, unaliving people, have been or profess themselves to be Christians. Faith has nothing to do with it, because even if you are a Christian, the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not commit unaliving. First commandment. So there is his response to those charges. And I was reading something last night where comedian Katherine Ryan had actually mentioned something about predators within the comedic community. And she had mentioned that she had experienced this and had talked about it openly. Sarah Pascoe is one. She also mentioned that Brand was a predator. And as I say, Katherine Ryan has said the same. I'm going to link those into the description box below, although Katherine Ryan does not mention his name. But apparently she said this every time she appeared on a show or a set with him. That's according to her. So it was known within the comedic circuit that perhaps himself, again, these are allegations, and other comedians were renowned for this kind of behaviour. And Sarah Pascoe actually went on to say that she had tried to form a union for them to join and basically, stop this kind of behaviour. It turns out as well that Russell Brand has also been suspended from charity after being charged with grape and SA. This came up yesterday, an article yesterday. This is from the Metro. He's been suspended from his position as vice president at a leading animal wildlife hospital after he was charged with grape and SA, and rightly so. Don't forget that the MP Norris was suspended from the Labour Party after he received the same charges. I'm going to be doing a video about that later on as well. So yes, it will affect him. Will he, if he is found innocent, get those roles back? I don't know. Who am I to say? I can't say if he will be found guilty or innocent. I don't know. I have my own thoughts on the subject, obviously because I've discussed this before in previous videos. Now, there was footage that was from Channel 4. I'm going to play it for you now because it was something that I specifically remembered this lady saying. Now, she's not given her name. She has remained anonymous through this. And of course, there's no volume. Bear with me. Let me take this back a little bit.
I was sat up in the bed up against the headboard, and he forced his penis down my throat, and I couldn't breathe. It was just choking me, and I couldn't breathe. I was pushing him away, and he wasn't backing off at all. And so I ended up having to punch him really hard in the stomach to get him off. And then he fell backwards, and I was crying, and he said, "Oh, I only want to see your mascara run anyway."
That's in The Independent. I'm going to link that into the description box below as well. So this woman explains how she was orally raped, that he inserted his into her mouth, and the only way that she could get him off of her was to punch him in the stomach. And then he said, "I only wanted to see your mascara run anyway." This is something that I feel men, some men, not all men, enjoy, is that control over a woman, that they are able to violate a woman in that way because it's something that they see in porn. That is something that is often seen in porn, is when a woman is committing fellatio, her mascara will be running and so on. And it is degrading to women, and some men get off on that. And this is what she said. Again, it's allegations. I can't say if it's true or not. But he has also now had charges against him in America. I'm just trying to find this now. Bear with me a second. Bear with me. I can't find it now. But there are charges of him or against him in New York. So, does he have form for this? I don't know. They're allegations. You can make up your own mind. But he has said that he will return to the UK and that he's incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to contest these allegations. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It saddens me, though, that so many right-wing people on Rumble and his fans are saying that it can't happen, he didn't do it, and so on. And we see the same with Andrew Tate's followers about the allegations against him. My question is, how many women have to come forwards with these allegations so that some men on the right will believe them? Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you can. I see that there's about 71% of you guys that keep coming back that are not subscribed to the channel. So if you could subscribe, it would really, really help me. I really want to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can start monetizing the channel and actually try to make a living off of reporting these kind of horrific crimes or alleged crimes. Blessed be.